There are so many new beauty releases happening all the time, so we gathered some of the most hyped products to test for ourselves. I'm a lip oil freak, so I was dying to try out these NYX Fat Oil Lip Drips. I bought so many. They have the huge doe foot applicator that I love and a very subtle fruity scent. This isn't a perfect dupe for the Dior lip oil. The formula is slightly thinner and the brush doesn't pick up and apply the product as smoothly. But these definitely have more of a color payoff. I do think this is the best lip oil I've tried from the drugstore for sure. It feels so comfortable and hydrating on the lips, and I love the range of colors they have. I haven't tried a powder foundation in a minute. This is the Maybelline Superstay Hybrid Powder Foundation. I just used the little sponge that came with the powder to apply it all over my already moisturized and primed face. This powder is meant to give medium to full coverage. I feel like it's more full coverage, but it doesn't look cakey to me. I didn't even use concealer with this because I felt like the coverage it gave me was enough. I noticed that it did exaggerate the dryness around my nose a bit, but some setting spray helped it all melt into the skin and not look so dry. My other products blended on top of this just fine, and it feels super weightless on the skin, and I noticed that I wasn't as oily at the end of the day. About Face released these Cherry Pick lip color butters, and I am in love with these. This kind of lipstick formula is so popular right now, but this one is 100% my favorite. They apply like butter, as the name suggests, just so creamy and moisturizing. It feels like a slippy lip balm, but you still get a really nice color payoff. And they kind of smell like peaches to me, but not in like a gross, super artificial way. I highly recommend these. This is the Half Magic Cheek Fluff. I love that name because it describes this formula perfectly. It's this super soft, fluffy, putty-like blush that is so buildable. I genuinely think this blush is foolproof. Like, you can't apply too much. I'm typically very heavy-handed with my makeup, but this applied like a soft flush of color. It looks kind of blurring on the cheeks, which I really liked. It also comes in this compostable and recyclable packaging, which is so great to see. We have another transfer-proof lipstick to test out. This is the Revlon ColorStay Suede Ink Lipstick. This really does feel like suede on the lips. It's a very soft and comfortable matte finish that doesn't feel drying at all. For the most part, they had really good color payoff, except this brighter red-orange. This one was actually pretty patchy, so just a warning in case you were interested in the brighter shades. I did a little kiss test on my hand, and they actually are transfer-proof. This is my first time ever trying Oden's Eye Cosmetics. They released these Jewel Shine eyeshadows and I had to test them out. Ignore that blue shade, it came damaged, but I still wanted to swatch it anyway. There are two formulas with these, the multi-chromes and the shimmers. The multi-chromes are more expensive. These formulas are just so buttery smooth. They have beautiful glitter in them that doesn't feel chunky and it doesn't give you fallout everywhere. They look so pretty and shifty on the eyes, and they have like a billion colors. It was so hard to choose. I really enjoyed using these, and I want to try more Oden's Eye products in the future. This product caught my eye one day when I was just scrolling through Ulta. This is the Pacifica Kind Glaze Dewy Glow Layer Face Primer. Like, that name reeled me in and I just had to try it. I was kind of expecting it to be clear and oily, but it's more like a creamy, slightly pigmented gel. It does add a really natural glow to the skin, like it's not metallic looking. I used my go-to foundation on top and I think this is a really nice primer. My foundation looked really smooth and I could see that subtle glow peeking through. $16 is a lot for the drugstore, but I really liked this. This is the Sacheu Beauty Lip Liner Stain. It's a peel-off lip liner that leaves a stain behind. This is so much like that peel-off lipstick I tested a while back. You have to leave this on for 20 minutes, which I thought was a little nuts. That's so much time. The first time I did it, the stain was just kind of noticeable. I used the nude shade, but it looked way more pink than nude. I did it again to see if I could make it more pigmented, and it kind of worked. I could definitely see it more, but I feel like it just looked patchy. I do have a pigmented lip line, so maybe that's why it's not looking great on me. I feel like this is a good idea, but not a great execution. Haus Labs just released this Color Fuse blush. These colors are just delicious. I'm so in love with them. The Haus Labs powder formulas are some of the best I've ever tried. This literally just melts into the skin. It looks so smooth on the cheeks and you can build up the color really easily. Like, you can make these look as vibrant as they look in the pan. These are pricey, but I think a talc-free formula this good is worth it. This is the MAC Lash Dry Shampoo Mascara Refresher, and it's supposed to soften your existing mascara so your mascara is refreshed but not clumpy. I don't know if that made any sense, but let's talk about it. So the first time I tried it, I applied it over my mascara that was a few hours old, and it wasn't softening the mascara at all. Then I realized this can't be used over waterproof mascara, so I tried it again over my regular mascara, and it worked so much better. This is one of those products, though, that's like, yeah, it works, but at the same time, do I really need this? Probably not. Danessa Myricks released these yummy skin blurring balm powder flushed blushes. I think this is the same formula as the balm powder, just in blush form. These are so pigmented, but in like the you need to be careful kind of way. Apply too much and you will regret it. My preferred way to apply was to warm some up on the back of my hand and slowly build it up with a brush so I have more control. These are really smooth and blurring. They have this kind of soft matte finish that looks really pretty. Alyssa Ashley influenced me to buy the Sephora Micro Smooth Face Powder years ago, and I stopped using it for some reason, but I don't know why, because this is an amazing product. It is the smoothest, silkiest powder that you can do so much with. It's described as a powder foundation, but you can also use this to set makeup, to bronze, or to highlight. I just use this as an all-over finishing powder, and it immediately gives you this soft, focused finish. It applies so beautifully without making your skin look cakey and dry. I am definitely obsessed with this once again. This is the KVD Good Apple Full Coverage Transfer Proof Serum Foundation. I have to address this immediately. This is like 4 shades too light for me, but we move. I still wanted to test the formula. This has pretty full coverage, but not to the point where it looks unnatural, if that makes sense. It dried down very quickly and had a more matte finish than I was expecting with the word serum in the name. It looked okay over my more textured areas. It didn't look cakey and it felt lightweight on my skin. It's a very okay foundation. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. I just know that $42 is a lot for it. ColourPop released these adorable highlighters that I had to purchase because hearts. These are more subtle than I was expecting. I did have to build them up a bit, but they didn't get chunky or too metallic looking. They build up really nicely. I was mostly excited to try out this lavender one because I never wear color highlighter. The purpley color was pretty obvious, but it actually looked so cute. This is the Wet n Wild 5-in-1 Essence Primer Liquid. So you shake this really well, then apply it to the face. You have to let it sit for a minute before you apply your makeup. I actually think this gave me a really nice base. My skin looked a bit smoother, it looked glowy, and it had a slight tackiness to it. I tend to like a tacky primer. All of my makeup applied really well on top of this, and I didn't get oilier than normal throughout the day. This has a lot of mixed reviews, but I like this primer. These are the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wands. People have been using her highlighter wands as blush, but this is the first actual blush wand. These have amazing color payoff. A little goes a really long way, but you want to move fast with these. They do dry down a bit quickly, but these are so pretty and they blend out really well over other products. I love these. Another day, another glossy lipstick to try out. This is the Flower Beauty Plump Up Gloss Stick. The formula is thinner than I was expecting just based on other similar lip products I've tried. It doesn't really plump much, you just get a slight tingling feeling. This feels so nice and hydrating on the lips, but it's more like a lip balm than a lip gloss.